Let's take a look at what is the process for doing machine learning. Please keep in mind, if we just jump back a little, if we see here, you see, whenever we are talking about process of doing machine learning, some of it might apply to deep learning as well. Some of it might apply to reinforcement learning as well. So just because the process is same doesn't mean the words are interchangeable, right? Now let's take a look at a process of machine learning. Emphasize here machine learning. Deep learning, if it has the same process, it actually does. That's not the point here, but that details we'll see in the deep learning course, which will be up soon. So going to the process of machine learning. One, you start with a problem, and because you start with a problem, that is when this thing actually comes into picture, which is product. You see, we start with a problem which is going to be solved by a product which will have certain number of features in it, which will then be implemented by probably by AI. Some of them will be implemented probably by a traditional programming. You see, product as a whole contains a lot of things. In the product, there is a small sub feature. That small sub feature to solve that problem, that is the precise problem, okay, which we actually take. So this problem is what we take to do this. You see, the problem, we start with a huge generic problem, but that is not what we take for machine learning. You see, the problem is that big problem and a very specific, so specific problem is what we actually take, and for that specific problem we collect data, we write model, and we make the model learn from the data. You see, when we are doing traditional programming, the program actually is written from what the programmer has learned. It's the brain of the programmer, so that makes the code intelligent. Here in this model, the intelligence or whatever is learned is done from the data. So if your data is stupid, your model is stupid. If your data is intelligent, most likely your model could be intelligent. I am not gonna say it will always be intelligent, then it will take away the role of data scientist whose aim is to guide the learning. But the fact is, if your data is stupid, no matter if you have the greatest model in the world, it is going to be not artificially intelligent, it is going to be artificially stupid. So this is what we have here. So problem, data, model, and prediction. The job of data scientist is ensuring model learns from the data. So we play a lot with data and also a lot with model. So this is an extremely simplified way of looking at machine learning. Okay, this works as a big picture, but in future we will actually take a look at this process in much detailed way, where we have a 7-stage framework. So out of that 7-stage framework, the first stage is actually a tiny bit of this problem. Then we have few stages which deal with the data. Then we have one of the stages which deals with the model, and then prediction is also in part of one of the stages. So right now this was just simplified representation of what is yet to come in future, which will be a detailed 7-stage framework to do machine learning. So this is the process of machine learning. I hope this gave you an understanding of how ML is done. Key important point here is it's all on data. The model learns from the data, so you should recognize the importance of data here. If you have a greatest idea which you think could be $1 trillion idea, but if it does not have data which can make it possible, it is impossible. So we are constrained. So if you watch Iron Man, in that Tony Stark's father says, I am constrained by the technology of my time. So then he creates a different material, so his son Tony Stark creates it. So here we are now no longer constrained by the technology of time, because we have libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, cloud computing. So our technology is set. We have very optimized algorithms as well. They are constantly improving. In reality, all AI is constrained by availability of the data, not availability of technology. So let's, with that in mind, in next lecture, we'll see how AI actually intersects with different fields.